Hey guys, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a tutorial for how I made this tiki bird inspired wall hanging. I did send this off in a swap that I was a part of for a DIY Disney home decor swap. I made this item along with a what's it called? Beauty and the Beast inspired piece. If you guys want to check out the other piece, I will link the video, but this tutorial is going to be all about how I made the tiki bird inspired home decor piece. So if you would like to see how I did it, then just keep watching.
So starting off, I'm going to be using two sizes of dowel rods. One is for the framework of this contraption, and then the other is more decorative. I just picked those up at Walmart, and then I also am using this jute twine. You can pick that up at Dollar Tree. And well, not really three. This is more of two embroidery hoops because I will be using one of the inner centers of the embroidery hoop. So really you just need two. And I'm going to start out by wrapping the string around each embroidery hoop and connecting it to the base dowel rod, which is the larger size one. But basically I am just double knotting this jute twine around the embroidery hoop and then doing the same up at the top of the dowel rod. I do not have exact measurements for how long these strings need to be because I kind of just made mine extra long and then was able to shorten them by wrapping it a few times around that top dowel rod as I saw fit. So the middle one ended up being way too long, and that's kind of how I fixed it. Now you could always just hang this with the plain jute twine. I think it goes really well with it, but I do have these wooden beads in my craft room and I love using them. I think they're super pretty and natural looking. So I am just using a very large sewing needle that the jute twine will fit through the eye of the needle, and that's how I string these beads. It saves a lot of time and is much faster than doing it by hand. I counted out how many I needed and I believe I ended up doing 13 on each side. That didn't make any sense. I do 26 total, knowing that I'm gonna have 13 on each side when I hang it on a hook. Once I have all of the beads strung, I am going to attach this to my dowel rod. So I left myself a long amount of excess on each side, as you can see here, just to make sure that I'm able to really secure this on the dowel rod. So now taking my little contraption, I'm going to take that jute twine and double knot it around and then just kind of wrap around that excess and snip off whatever I don't need. I also will be adding hot glue to secure all of these little connections with the jute twine later on in the video. Now, in the Enchanted Tiki room, the birds that sit in these little hoops, they have a little stick across the hoop to perch on. So I'm using the smaller dowel rods for that purpose, and I'm just kind of eyeballing it and measuring it where I like it and using these vice grip snippers that I have. They're amazing. They cut through pretty much anything. And then I'm just going to tack that down with some hot glue. We are going to reinforce this in a little bit by wrapping some jute twine around it. And for now, just tack it down with some hot glue. And I'm going to do this on all three of the embroidery hoops. So next I decided that the little screws at the top of the two embroidery hoops that have them are really distracting and annoying, so I am removing them and then I'm just going to hot glue the hoop closed, and then when I go in and add the florals, it'll cover up all the rest of that metal. You do have to hold it closed for a while because hot glue has a lot harder of a time bonding to metal, so you've got to give it time to dry. Just be careful not to burn yourself and get it on your hands. I feel like my hands are dead from hot glue at this point and I am immune, but not everyone's like that, guys. And then after doing this, you're going to go ahead and start adding all of your greenery and your florals. Something I love about this project is that you're able to use scrap florals if you're like me and you collect florals like a hoarder. But I definitely dug through my stash and tried to find things that I thought looked tropical. Dollar Tree is a great place to check. Hobby Lobby also has beautiful florals, but I definitely think because you don't need that many in this project, Dollar Tree would be the way to go. As I mentioned earlier, I will now be going in and reinforcing the string with some hot glue. So on the ends of the dowel rod, I'm just going to add a little dot of hot glue and then slide my jute twine into it. That'll just give it a little bit more of an attachment on each side so that this rope isn't sliding in and out on the dowel rod. And then if you guys can see here, I did wrap my rope or my embroidery hoop ropes around a few times, and now I'm just hot gluing them down into place so that they don't unwrap. And I'm going to be doing this on all three of them. This is how I shortened the ropes after making them a little bit too long. I did decide to add a little bit of greenery and florals up at the top. I thought that it gave it more of a completed finished look. And next we're going to be adding on the birds. So the bird in this frame is from Dollar Tree, and I had to get it because one of the birds I got from Hobby Lobby broke. These are the gorgeous birds that I got from Hobby Lobby. They were perfect for this, very tropical looking, but they were the only set. So when one of them broke, I did head to Dollar Tree and get a replacement bird from there. The Dollar Tree bird did have a clip underneath it, and the Hobby Lobby birds have a wire on the bottom that just pulls right out, and then I will be hot gluing the birds onto their little dowel rods. I will tell you guys the Dollar Tree one actually attached much better. The Hobby Lobby ones I really had to reinforce with a larger amount of hot glue. I also had to hold them in place for longer because the glue was taking a little bit longer to dry, so just be ready to hold them in place to make sure they don't fall off of these little structures that you built. This is the final step in this tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know, do you love Enchanted Tiki Room? I'm assuming if you watched this tutorial all the way through, you do. I really enjoy it. I think it's a fun attraction. It's a nice cool down at Disney World, and I love just the classic feels where it's like Walt is still there. I also really love making Disney-inspired home decor, so if you guys have any requests for specific home decor pieces inspired by different attractions or movies or characters, leave it for me in the comments below, and if you don't know what to leave me in the comments, just leave me a flower emoji or a bird emoji to let me know that you watched this video all the way through. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!